Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Dham Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Sha Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shanakaya Jakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Gauna Prishtaya Bhutare Srimate Bhaktivedanta Vanayati Namane Vandeham Bhakti Chakoram Gauranga Nija Prashtitam Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamivanam Namastubhyam Shri Radha Eka Nishtitam Prisayana Katamritam Sankirtanam Anandaram Goswami Vanam Namaha Shamrani Matram Bande Agnopiyad Anugrahat Taganat Bhavasaganachcha Nabetcha Krishna Premadana Shri Krishna Rupaya Vaidikikala Visheshagnaya Namamyaham Pujam Shamaranim Swapanikanaya Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Shiman Bhaktivedanta Narayanitti Namane Shri Krishna Linakatane Sudaksham Udarya Madhurya Gunesha Yuktam Varanvaninyam Purushan Mahantam Hridayanam Shirasanamami Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Shri Keshava Priyatmane Shri Shiman Bhaktivedanta Vamaniti Namane Gaura Baba Mayo Deha Ujvala Rasa Bhavaka Bhaktivedanta Vamano Rag Bhakti Pravartaka Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutare Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaunavani Pracharine Nirvashesha Shunyavani Vishatya Deshatarine Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Acharya Simha Rupine Shri Shiman Bhakti Pragyan Keshavayeti Namane Hati Marcha Charitraya Swashitanam Chapaline Jivaduke Sudartaya Nama Prema Dayane Gaurashaya Vigrahaya Krishna Kamayaka Charine Rupanuga Privadaya Vinodeti Swarupine Prabhupadantarangaya Sarvasaguna Shaline Mayavada Tamoganaya Vedantartavade Namaha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutare Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namane Shri Varshavanavi Devi Dayataya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuyajvaya Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktira Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Veruda Pasadanta Dvantaharine Namo Bhaktivat Namo Gaurakishoraya Sakshan Vedagya Murtaye Vipranambara Sambode Rambujayate Namaha Namo Bhaktivinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Gaura Vibhava Bhumesva Nijesta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhaumashri Jaganatayate Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurantvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jayatam Surato Pango Mama Mandamate Gati Matsarva Swaparambojo Sri Radha Madana Mohano Divya Brindaranya Kapadrumada Shrimada Nagara Simhastanashto Shri Shri Radha Shri Govinda Devo Rishtani Visevimano Smarami Shri Marasarasarami Vam Shivata Tatashtitaha Karshan Venu Swane Gopir Gopinata Shri Estuna Vrindaye Tarasi Devyaye Priyaye Keshavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavante Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavidan Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktanupaswarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasani Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Page 23. Krishna hoite chaturmukha hoya Krishna sevan mukha Brahma hoite Narada mohoti Narada hoite Vyasa Madhvaka he Vyasa nasa Purna pragna padmana bhagavati Nihari madhava vamshi Akshobhya paramahamse Shishamboli angi karakohore Akshobhyera shisha jaya Tirtaname parichaya Taradase gyana sindutore Taha hoite doya nidhi Taradasya virya nidhi Rajendra oiro taha hoite Tahara kinkara jaya Dhamaname parichaya Parampara Shri Purushottama Jati Tahoite Brahmanya Tirtha Sori Vyasati Tatara Dasa Lakshmi Pati Vyasa Dasa Tahoite Madhavendra Puri Madhavendra Puri Vada Shisha Vada Shish Vada Nityananda Shri Advaita Vibhu Ishvara Puri Kedanya Kari Lenya Shri Chaitanya Jagaguru Gaura Mahaprabhu Mahaprabhu Shri Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nayanya Nupanuga Janira Jivana Vishwambara Priyankara Shri Swarupa Damodara Shri Goswami Rupa Sanatana Rupa Priya Mahajana Jiva Raghunatha Hana Sada Priya Kavi Krishna Dasa Krishna Dasa Priya Vara Narottama Seva Para Jarapara Vishwanatha Asha Vishwanatha Bhakta Sata Vara Deva Jagannatha Sada Priya Shri Bhakti Vinoda Mahabhagavata Vara Shri Gaura Kishora Vara Paribhajanete Jara Mora Shri Varshabha Navi Vada Sada Sevya Seva Pada Tahada Daita Dasanama Prabhupada Antaranga Shri Swarupa Rukanuga Shri Keshava Bhakati Pragyana Gaudiya Vedanta Vetamaya Varota Mohanta Kauravani Prachara Chadangama Prachaniro Gauravani Bhakati Vedanta Swami Varira Prabhupada Kama Kesha Priya Mahajana Vamana Narayan Hana Gauravani Tade Pranadana E Sabahari Jana Gaurangera Nija Jana Tarera Uchiste Morakama Guru Parampara Guru Parampara Guru Parampara Guru Parampara Guru Parampara Guru Parampara Parampara Guru Parampara. Page 36. Vrindavanavasi Jato Vaishnavera Gahana Partama Vandana Kori Sabara Chadana Nilachala Vasi Yato Mahaprabhu Gana Bhumite Poniya Vando Sabara Chadana Navadvipa Vasi Jato Mahaprabhu Bhakta Sabara Chadana Vando Hoyanuraka Mahaprabhu Bhakta Jato Gaura Deshe Stiti Sabara Charana Vando Kariya Pranati Jai Deshe Baise Gaurangera Gahana Udvabahu Kori Vando Sabara Charana Hoyachena Hoy Bena Prabhu Jato Dasa Sabara Charana Vando Atorite Shakti Dare Jane Jane Evera Purane Guna Gaya Jeva Shune Mahaprabhu Sabagana Patita Pravana Tahiro Bemui Papilo Inusharana Vandana Korite Mui Gato Shakti Dori Dhamma Buri Doshe Mui Dhamma Machakori Tatapi Mukera Bhagya Manera Urasa Dokshakshami Moadami Koro Nijadasa Savavansha Siddhi Hoy Yama Bandha Chute Jagate Durlava Hoye Prema Dana Lute Manera Vasana Puna Gachirate Hoya Devaki Nandana Dasa Elo Bekoya Jaya Swapashaku Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Haribo, welcome back, Madhuvanga Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Haribo, welcome. You just getting from Canada?
We got in yesterday. I think we fully arrived now.
Page 66. About that time. I ain't singing in a minute, man. I was waiting. I was waiting. I was just like, I'm ready. I'm here. Page 66. Emana durmati samsara bitare priyachinu ami durmati samsara bitare priyachinu ami Tavani jajan kona mahajane Tavani jajan kona mahajane Pataya dile tu mi Hemana dermati samsara bitare Podiyachinu ami Daya kori more patita dekiya Koilo amara giya Ohe dina jan sunabalo kota Ohe dina jan kunabalo kota Ulasita beia Hemana dharmati samsara bitare Pataya jami Tomara tarite Sri Krishna Chaitanya Navadipe Avatara Toma heno kato dinaina jane Tomahe no kato dinai na jane. Korile na bava para. Emana dharmati samsara bitari podaya janyati ami. Vedera pratijan rakibara thare rukma varna viprasuta. Mahaprabhu name Nadia Mataya. Mahaprabhu name Nadia Mataya. Sange Bhayavaduta. Emana dharmati samsara bitare padiyachi nuami. Nanda Suttajini Chaitanya Gosai Nijaname Koridana. Tarilo Jagat Tumiyo Jaya. Tarilo Jagat Tumiyo Jaya. Laho Nija Parikrana. Emana dharmati samsara bitare padiyachi nuami. Sekota suniya asiya chinatha tomara charane thale. Bhakati vinoda khadiya khadiya. Bhakati vinoda khadiya khadiya. Apana kahin bole. Apana kahin bole. Emana dharmati samsara bitare padayachi nuami. Padayachi nuami. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Satchinandan, Jaya Gaurari, Satchinandan, Jaya Gaurari, Satchinandan, Jaya Gaurari, Satchinandan, Jaya Gaurari. Nitai hai, Nitai hai, Nitai hai. Shri Shri Radharaman Bihari Ju Ki Jai. Haribo.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
So exciting.
Today's a beautiful day. It's a good day to have a good day. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Manasa Madhuka Mapaya Nija Pada Pankaja Makarande. Manasa Madhukara Mapaya Nija Pada Pankaja Makarande. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Krishna Deva Bhavandam Vande. Yadyapi samadhishu vidira papasyati natava nakra marichi. Nakara Idami chami nishamya mavachuta tarapi kripa bhuto vici. Mavachuta tarapi kripa bhuto vici. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Krishna Deva Bhavante Vande. Bhaktir Udan Chati Yadyapi Madhava Natvai Mamatila Matri. Paramesvrata Tarapitvarika Durgata Gantagana Vidavadri. Paramesvrata Tarapitvarika Durgata Gatana Vidatri. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. I am Evolatya Sanatana Kalita Duta Rasa Bharam. Sanatana Kalita Buddha Nivasatu Nityam Imram Tani Dini Vedan Maduram Masaram. Idamatu nityam yam rita nidini vindamadurmasasra. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Krishna Hey, Krishna Hey, Krishna Hey, Krishna Hey. Radhe Jaya Jaya. Oh. Oh, yeah, 341. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Radhe Maya Jaya Madhava Daite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Gokul Taruni Mandala Maite. Gokula Taruni Mandala Maite. Gokula Taruni Mandala Maite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Sri Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Damagararati Vardana Veshe Hari Nikshuta Vindava Vinaneshe Damagararati Vardana Veshe Hari Nikshuta Vindava Vinaneshe Rishabhanu Nandi Navasileke Latita Saki Guna Ramita Vishake Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Karunam Kurunai Karuna Rete Sanaka Sanatana Varnita Charite Karuna Varnavai Karuna Marumai Karuna Barite Sanaka Sanata Varnati Charite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Sri Radhe Jaya Radhe Damodara Radhe Damodara Radhe Damodara Sri Radhe Damodara Sri Radhe Jai. And then none.
289 and then 285. All together. Namami Nandanandanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Sucharuvakramandalam, Sukanaratna Kundalam, Sucharchitanga Chandanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Sudirganetra Pankajam, Shiki Shikandamurajam, Ananga Koti Mohanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Sunasikagramuktikam, Swachanda Danta Panktikam, Navambutanga Chikanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Karenu Venu Ranjitam, Gati Karindra Ganjitam, Shukula Pita Shobhanam Namami Nandanandanam Tribanga Deha Sundaram Nakaduti Sudakaram Amuya Ratna Bhushanam Namami Nandanandanam Sugandha Anga Sorabhamuro Viraji Kostubam Swaratri Vatsalanchanam Mami Nandanandanam Vrindavana Sunagaram Vilasanugavasasam Surendra Garva Mochanam Namami Nandanandanam Prajangana Sunayakam Sada Sukha Pradayakam Jaganmana Pralobanam Namami Nandanandanam Shri Nandanandanastakam Patetya Shradhayanvita Tare Bhavabdim Dustaram Labetadangri Yugmakam Namami Nandanandanam Namami Nandanandanam Namami Nandanandanam Namami Nandanandanam 285 Munindra Vrindavandite Shri Loka Shoka Harini Prasana Vakcha Pankaje Jabu Vilasani Brajendra Banu Nandini Brajendra Sunu Sangate Kadakarisya Sihamam Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam Ashoka Vriksha Valari Vitana Mandapastite Pravala Vala Palava Prabharunangri Komale Padavaya Swarakare Prabhuta Sampadalaye Katakarisya Sihamam Kataksha Bhajanam Anangaranga Mangala Prasanga Abruvam Savi Brahmam Shasham Brahmam Dirganta Bana Patane Nirantaram Vashikrita Pratiti Vandanandane Kadakarisya Sihamam Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam Tadit Suvarna Champaka Pradipta Goda Vigrahe Mukha Prabha Parasta Koti Shara Dendu Mandale Vichitra Chitra Sancharaksha Kora Shavalochane Katakarisya Sihamam Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam Madon Madati Ovane Pramodamana Mandite Priyanuraga Ranjite Kalavilasa Pandite Ananya Danya Kunjaraja Kama Keli Kovide Katakarisya Sihamam Kataksha Bhajanam Ashesha Hava Bhavatira Hira Hara Bhushite Prabhuta Shata Kumbha 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 Sustani Prashasta Manda Hasya Churna Purna Sokya Sagare Katakarisya Sihamam Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam Mrinala Vala Valari Taranga Ranga Dorlate Latagalasya Lola Nila Lo Valokane Lala lulan milan manogya mukta mohanashrite katakarisya sihamam vipakataksha bhajanam suvarna malikanchita chireka kambukantage chisutra mangali guna chiratna dipti diditi Salola nila kuntala prasuna kucha gumpite kadakarisya sihamam kataksha bhajanam nitamba bimbalamba mana pushpa mekala gune prashasaratna kinkini kalapa madhya manjule Karindra Shunda Danti Kavaro Hasto Vagoruke Kadakarisya Sihamam Vipakataksha Bhajanam Aneka Mantra Nada Manjunu Puraravaskalat Samaja Rajaham Savam Shanikvanati Gorave Vilola hema valari vitam tam vichankrame kadakarisya sihamam vipakataksha bhajanam ananta koti vishnu lokanamra padmajarchite himadri japulomaja Virincha Javarapade Apada Siddhi Riddhi Digta Sat Padanguli Nake Kadakarisya Sihamam Kripakataksha Bhajanam Makeshvari Kriyeshvari Swareshvari Sureshvari Maheda Bharatishvari Pramana Shashaneshvari Rameshvari Kshameshvari Pramodakananeshvari Brajeshvari Brajarike Shiradike Namostute Iti Mamadbhutam Stavam Nishamya Bhanu Nandini Karotu Santatam Janam Vipakataksha Bhajanam Bhaveta Deva Sanchita Chirupa Karmanashanam Bhaveta Dabhajendrasu Numandala Praveshanam Kadakarisya Sihamam Akataksha Bhajanam Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Krishna Oh Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe.
Namamishwaram Sachidananda Rupam. It's all together. La Sakunda 290. La Sakundalam Gokule Brajamana Yasoda Bioluka Adhavamana Paramristamatyantam Tato Juta Gopya Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Rasakundalam Gokule Vrajamana Rudam Tamaho Necha Yugman Mijanta Karamboja Yugmena Satankanecha Mahorsvasakampa Shirekankakanta Stita Gaivadamo Karambaki Vare Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Rasakundalam Gokule Vrajamana Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Rasakundalam Gokule Vrajamana Iti Drikswali Lavi Ananda Kunde Sago Shani Majanta Akya Payanta Tadieshita Geshu Bhaktarjitatam Puna Prematastam Satabritavane Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Rasakundalam Gokule Vrajamana Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Rasakundalam Gokule Vrajamana Param Deva Moksha Namoksha Vadimva Nachanyam Vrineha Parisadapiya Idam Teva Purnata Gopalavala Sadame Manasyavi O Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Rasakundalam Gokule Vrajamana Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Rasakundalam Gokule Idam Te Mukam Bojam Avyaktanila Vittam Kuntalai Snigdha Raktaishta Gopya Mohoshram Vitam Bimba Raktadharame Manasya Virastam Amlakshalai Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Rasakundalam Gokule Vrajamana Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Rasakundalam Gokule Vrajamana Namo Deva Damo Tadananta Vishnu Prasida Prabodhuka Chalavdi Magna Kripadristi Vrisyati Ninambatanu Grihanesha Mamagyam Edakshi Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Rasakundalam Gokule Vrajamana Nam Sachidanandarupam Rasakundalam Kuveratma Jobada Murtyaiva Yadva Muchito Bhakti Ajo Kritocha Tata prema bhakti sakame prayacha namokshe graho me sitam Namamishwaram Sachirananda Rupam Rasakundalam Gokule Brajaman Namamishwaram Sachirananda Rupam Rasakundalam Gokule Brajaman Namaste Sudhamne Swaradhipti Dhamne Karyodarayata Vishwasya Dhamne Namo Radhikaya Tvariyapriyaya Namo Nantalilaya Devaya Oh Namo Radhikaya Tvariyapriyaya Namo Radhikaya Tvariyapriyaya Namo Radhikaya Tvariyapriyaya Namo Nantalilaya Devaya Tubhyam Namo Nantalilaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Damodara Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Damodara Radha Damodara
You want it?
Yeah, do the Mahamantra. No, not me.
Oh.
Not me. No, no.
Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Agyanam timimirandasya Gyananjana salakaya Chaksurunmilitam yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Nama Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Twadalai Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Nama Yang Pravrajantam Manupetam Apeta Krityam Dvaipayano Virahaka Taruajuhava Putriti Tanmayataya Taravo Benedus Tang Sarvabhuta Hridayam Munimanatosmi Bhaktya Vihinai Aparadalakshay Chiptasya Kamadi Tarangamadi Kripamai Tvam Sharanam Prapadyam Brinde Namaste Charanarvindam Tavaivasmi Tavaivasmi Najivamitam Vila Iti Vigyaya Radhe Tam Nayamam Charanantike Angashamalim Chatabirabito Mandi Kritendi Varam Jadyam Jagudaro Chisambagadatam Patambarasya Sriya Vrindaranyanivasinam Vridilasat Tamabhiramodaram Radhaskanda Veshito Jalabhujam Dhyayamadamodaram Dhyayamadamodaram. First, I offer my unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Diksha Gurudev, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astotra Sat Shri Shriman Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, and the same unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Shiksha Gurudev, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and Shri Srimad Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. To our grandfather gurus, Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj and Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, to all of his divine associates, and to all the beautiful assembled devotees and guests. Today is a fortunate day for us, because after many millions of births of accumulating spiritual pious merits called sukritis, and thus developing impressions on our heart to be able to make our way to this place called sanskars. We've come to Yavat, the place of Srimati Radhika's in-laws, which was built for her by her loving father, Sri Vrishabhanu Maharaj. So here in Yavat, so this place is called Yavata or Yava Gram. Gram means village, and Yavak means the red lac that's worn by Indian ladies on their feet, and which Srimati Radhika always wore on her feet every day to assist in her beautiful amorous pastimes with Sri Krishna. As in other holy places, the number of pastimes here is unlimited. We'll just discuss a few. That's all we can do, being very limited in consciousness and time. So, I'm speaking from two books. The two books by Srila Viswanath Chakravarti Thakur. One is called Prem Samput, and one is called Chamatkara Chandrika. And you can see the two paintings, which are the covers of those two books on the wall. So Srimati Radhika is very inconceivable to Krishna. And he was always trying to find the ways in which to taste her moods. So one day, he came disguised as a demigoddess from heaven. And he stood very shyly with his/her head covered, not saying a word, and appearing in the distance in Srimati Radhika's courtyard in Yavat when her parents are away. So Lalita and Vishaka brought her forward and sat her down at Radhika's feet, and still, even with continual requests by Srimati Radhika, asking her who she is and why she was lamenting so much. Finally, Krishna replied, I am a demigoddess from heaven, and I got to watch your pastimes of Rasa Leela with Krishna. His flute playing entered all the way to the heavenly planets, and so I was able to hear. So Krishna played his flute, all the gopis came, and then in the middle of the dance, you left because Krishna was apparently giving as much attention to the other gopis as he was giving you. And so Krishna pursued you, he found you, he decorated you, and then he left you. And this gives me too much pain. And I've seen it again and again, how he's given you so much pain. You're the embodiment of all good qualities. But Krishna, he doesn't deserve you. This is Krishna speaking. He doesn't deserve you. He's a debauchee, he's unchaste, and so you shouldn't have anything else to do with him. And so, Radhika, I'm making a long story short. If you want to read the long story, we have the book here called Prem Samput. Prem Samput means Prem is Radhika's highest love, and Samput means a locket. So in this episode, Radhika will be opening her locket that carries the secrets of her prem for Krishna, to Krishna. Because otherwise, when she's in front of Krishna, she plays the perfect role of a left-wing gopi, named no, and giving him all kinds of reasons why she didn't want to have anything to do with him, either by man or because he just committed the sin of killing a bull before the making of Radhakund. And so here, not knowing at the beginning that she was speaking with Krishna, when this lovely but covered maiden from heaven criticized Krishna greatly, she said, you know, generally, if somebody criticizes someone that we love, we wouldn't want to have anything to do with them. But even though you're heavily criticizing my beloved, who actually has no faults, still, I don't know why, but I'm as attracted to you as I am attracted to Krishna. So if you just don't go back to the heavenly planets, stay here and live with me and be my permanent Saki, then I'll open up so many secrets for you. How I can love Krishna. The reason is that Krishna loves me the most. But in order to give some tension in our loving affairs, which increases the love, because if everything is just like a waveless ocean, then it gets boring. Like in Jagannath Puri, the waves are so high and interesting that people stand in front of the ocean there in Jagannath Puri as though they're watching television. So when there's waves of tension, when I'm in Man, then that increases my eagerness to bring Krishna closer to me, because I know that he can't be happy with any other gopi anywhere near as when he's with me. So I appear to be rejecting him, but actually I'm making his heart more and more towards my lotus feet. In fact, the name Javat, that's the place we're in, is the place of Jatila, Radharani's mother-in-law, Kutila, Radharani's sister-in-law, which the very name Kutila means very crooked. And Jatila, do you know the Rastafarians, I think they're called? They have these jatas or these dreadlocks. The dreadlocks are very entangled, aren't they? So Jatila is just like that jata. She's very entangled, very convoluted. She never trusts Radharani. So, and of course, Abhimanyu. Abhiman means conception or self-conception. So, Abhimanyu, Radharani's so-called husband, has the conception that he is her husband. Actually, who is he really? He's really Krishna's shadow. Because Radharani can't, how could she marry anyone else but Krishna? Also, the marriage was quite false, because Yogamaya arranged it, that is Krishna's, the embodiment of Krishna's pastime, potency, all the pastimes together in one beautiful form, becomes Purnamasi Yogamaya, the elderly but lovely guru of everyone in Vrindavan. So by the will of Krishna, though Krishna forgets, that is Yogamaya, Krishna's shadow becomes Abhimanyu. And there's so many beautiful pastimes of with Abhimanyu. I'll deviate for 1 second. Once, Krishna, in the disguise of Abhimanyu, which is easy because Abhimanyu is his shadow, he went home to the house of Jatila, and he said, you know, because Abhimanyu was going there to complain about Radha and Krishna being together. Complained to his mother, he wanted to go and get Kamsa, the government. So Krishna disguised as Abhimanyu, and he could do a perfect imitation of his voice and everything else. He went home and he said, as you know, I'm the real Abhimanyu. and there's a fake Abhimanyu coming. So just send him away. And when the real Abhimanyu came, then Jatila was blaspheming him and calling him all ill names and telling him to go away and never come back. So he just thought that his mother had become deranged, but he forgot the incident. So back to our original pastime. Krishna was told by Srimati Radhika that actually, even though it appears that I become bewildered and distressed when Krishna's late because he's with another gopi, actually Krishna and I are not only, we not only know each other's minds and hearts, but we are one. Just like one lotus stem with two flowers, a yellow flower and a blue flower coming from it. So, or one soul with two bodies. And then this demigoddess said, well, if Krishna and you are one, then if you just meditate on him right now, he'll immediately appear before you. So Radharani thought, well, what if it doesn't happen? Then I'll be embarrassed. But I'll try anyway. So she meditated on Lord Narayan, that if Krishna and I are one, let him manifest before me now. And if there's a delay, then I'll know he was stopped perhaps by another gopi, but he's hurrying up. So then Krishna, that is the demigoddess, he immediately took off his demigod clothing, and there he was as Krishna. Lalita and Vishaka were there, and he told them, shh. And then he embraced Radharani, and they continued their beautiful pastimes together. The other one is Chamatkar Chandrika. What? This also happened in Yavat. Chamatkar Chandrika, Radharani is again in Man. Man means jealous anger or sulky mood. And Krishna tries all different kinds of ways to abate that man. So once he came to her with Kundalata. Kundalata is, Krishna has a cowherd cousin, cowherd friend who's also his cousin Subhadra, who is the son of one of his uncles. Nanda Baba has 4 brothers, 2 older, 2 younger. And so his wife is Kundalata, and his wife always assists in the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. A little bit on Krishna's side. So Kundalata brought Krishna disguised as a heavenly singer. Well, earthly, but then she visited the heavens. And Kundalata told Radharani that I brought Kalavati, and she is an amazing singer. And one time, Brihaspati came, and he heard her singing. He sang and she sang just like him. And he became overwhelmed, and he decided, you see, if Krishna is the origin of everything, then he's got to also be the origin of the biggest liar. But his lying is worshipable, whereas ours is abominable. So Brihaspati decided, I must train this girl, she has so much talent. So he brought her to the heavenly planets and trained her for 1 year. And she just came back. And so she's heard about you, your glories, and she wants to sing for you. So Radharani approved. And then Kalavati sang so beautifully, so sweetly, that Radharani's heart melted and tears came from her eyes. And so she wanted to, She wanted to reward this female singer, and Lalita and Rishaki were suspicious. So they kind of hinted and whispered, sent hints by their eyes, because in Goloka Vrindavan, they could speak books worth of information just by their eyes. The eyes can tell so many things that the mouth cannot. So they told Radharani, watch out, this is Shyam. And so Radharani told this Shyam, Krishna, that I want to reward you. I want to give you not only a necklace, but I want to give you a whole outfit. So we're going to do that right now. And then Kalavati said, because she had nakali, means imitation breasts, these two big flowers, and so I can't. And she was walking backwards. I can't wait now. My mother is waiting for me. I have to hurry. No, and I'm also shy. So Radharani said, what do you have to be shy about? We're all Sakis, we're all girls. And she and the other Sakis forced open his bodice. The two imitation flowers fell down. And then she acted as if disturbed and stomped out of the room. And she came back a few minutes later with Jatila. And she was wailing when she went to Jatila that Radharani and I have been friends for so long in Barsana, but somehow or other, that's when she's a child, somehow or other she got mad at me for no reason, and now she won't embrace me, even though we haven't seen each other for a long time. So Jatila came out upset with Radharani, that this is your childhood friend, and you won't even embrace her. So Radharani told a lie to Jatila about the real story, and then she said, well, I'd like to see Kundalata embrace her first, and then if she does, then I will forgive her. But Kundalata is Krishna's cousin, sister. They never embrace. And so Kundalata hesitated, but somehow or other, then Jatila was very, very upset. And she said, you two have to spend the night together tonight. I want to make sure that you're friends again. So she left and they enjoyed pastimes together. One time, Krishna pretended because he couldn't get to see Radharani, because Jatila was, I'm feeling so bad because for everyone that I'm summarizing, there's like so many others that we're not going through. So one time Krishna pretended to be dying. And so Purnamasi told everyone, who was so worried and weeping, that the only thing that can cure Krishna is if I pour water from a pot that has 100 holes in it, but there's no water coming out, because it has to come from a chaste girl who got the water from the Jamuna and nothing came out of the holes. So Kutila and Jatila thought that they were the most chaste ladies in Braj. So they snuck off, went by a secret pathway to the Jamuna so that nobody would see, just in case. So they tried to fill up the water pot, but the moment it reached the first hole, finished. It just went out. So then they snuck away so that nobody would see them. coming and failing. So then it was decided that Radharani should try. And they insisted that Radharani try, because she always pretends in front of Jatila, her mother-in-law, that don't even tell me to go to his house and cook. But she had to. Jatila had to force her, Radharani, to go to Krishna's house and cook, even though some days she wouldn't let her go. But then Mother Yasoda went to Purnamasi and said, "Could you do something to help me? Jatila is so cruel that she won't let Radharani come and cook for my son. I've given her so many ornaments and garments for Radharani, but now she's prohibiting. Please do something for me." So Purnamasi said, "Yes, I will definitely help you." So Purnamasi came to visit Jatila and asked, "How are you?" Everybody respected Purnamasi. And so Jatila said, "I'm not doing well. I want to see the face of my grandson, and I'm not seeing it, and our cows are dying. I don't know what to do." So Yogamaya said, "You do know that I know astrology, so I can see it right in my hand. It's written clearly that because you're not allowing Radharani to go to Nanda Bhavan to cook for Krishna, because Radharani had a boon. Durvasa visited her. Durvasa Muni is a great sage who he can bless and he can curse. So he gave Radharani a blessing because when he came to visit her there in her in-laws' house, she served him so well that he blessed her that whatever you cook for anyone, they will never be defeated by any demons. They will live a long life. They will be very beautiful, very powerful. And so Mother Yasoda knew this. And therefore she wanted Radharani to come every day. So at the times when Jatila was prohibiting this, Yogamaya said, because of that, if you don't allow her, all your cows will die, and your son will also die. So she became afraid, and so after that, for some times, she insisted that Radharani go there to cook. So then Radharani brought the pot with 100 holes, and Purnamasi poured that water on Krishna, and he became okay. Oh, yeah. So we're simultaneously on Zoom right now. There's a Zoom, what's it called? Bhakti Zoom. And it has another audience of beautiful devotees around the world. And so, so many pastimes. One is, there are deities here as well. Deities of Kutila, Jatila, and Abhimanyu. And you've seen how we came up this narrow pathway to come to Jatila's house and courtyard. Sometimes Krishna would even spend the night making the sounds of a beautiful bird just to attract Radharani to come out and see him, Radharani and the other gopis. But sometimes, every time Radharani would be opening the door, Jatila would hear that, "Who's there?" And then Radharani would have to not try to open the door. And that could go on all night, and then Krishna, completely disappointed, would leave early in the morning. So once, Krishna saw Mother Yasoda filling up a big chest of jewels and garments. And he said, "Oh, Maya, is today my birthday?" She said, "No, this is for someone else." And she wasn't interested to talk to him, but he insisted. "So this is for Radharani, so that she can come and cook." So Krishna wanted to get to Radharani's house, to Radharani's room, where Radharani would be playing with her sakis. So when Mother Yasoda was out of the room, Krishna called Subal, and he himself, they took out all the ornaments and garments. Subal kept it in another place so that it could be given to Radharani later. And Krishna got in the box. They closed the box. Subal closed the box. And Mother Yasoda gave Abhimanyu the box to carry on his head. So he was in complete bliss, carrying this heavy box on his head. And Mother Yasoda told Abhimanyu what to tell his mother when he arrived, that this, "I'm giving you these very, very precious jewels for Radharani." So he came there and he left the box in. Jatila said, "Bring it to Radharani's room," which he did. He left the box. He left, and then there was the box. When Radharani and the Sakis opened the box, there was Krishna. Therefore, this book is called Chamatkar, which means astonishment. And Chandrika means moonbeam. So the book is called Moonbeams of Astonishment. So they're all like comedies, all these pastimes. Yavat, whoops, did we get cut off? Okay. Well, what if they want to hear more? Can you put it back on and they can cut it as they like? Because it's not live, right? It's a recording. Can you put it back? I'm still going with the Bhakti Zoom. Okay, so, yeah. So, Yavat is naturally the place where Radhika's Sakis and Manjaris would wake her up in the morning and bathe her. They'd prepare the ornaments and garments ahead of time, and they'd put away the previous day's ornaments. And so they would wake her, clean all of her rooms and drains, and bathe her, dry her, and decorate her. And while they were decorating her, they would remind Radharani of various pastimes that she had with Krishna in relation to that particular ornament. For example, and this also became a separate book. I mean, it's in the book Krishna Bhavanamrita by Srila Viswanath Chakravarti Thakur and Govinda Lilamrita by Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami. But it's also in a book in the form of prayers called Valapakus Manjali, which is the laments by Srila Raghunath Das Goswami to be engaged in her service in all of these ways to facilitate her service. So one example, and there are so many examples, is when they're putting on, decorating her neck with pearls. Raghunath Das Goswami and the other Sakis are telling her about the pastime of the pearls. And there are so many pastimes with each item, because after all, the whole thing is unlimited. The whole thing is unlimited, but each pastime is eternal and ever unfolding at every second newer and newer than the previous moment. So Radharani is always eager to see Krishna. So once when she was, and there's so many varieties of this similar pastime, once when she was on her way from Yavat to Nandagaon, Krishna was kind of in the path, way ahead, and Lalita warned her, don't go on that path. You know how naughty Krishna is, he'll do something mischievous. She said, what can he do to me? I'm the daughter of a king, let us see. And so she proceeded on that path. And there was Krishna, milking his cows, and he took one of the teats of the udders of the cow and pointed it towards Radharani and splashed her whole face with the milk. Everyone was laughing except for Radharani, who was scowling, and she trotted off to Krishna's house to cook. But then, after she passed him, she couldn't bear not seeing him anymore. So she went like this. Say, this is the pearls. She went like this, and the whole thing broke. She unsnapped it, and the whole pearl necklace broke. It had different kinds of red, particularly red pearls and white pearls of different sizes. And so, oh my goodness, my pearl necklace fell. And so she got down on the floor and was picking up the pearls so that she could keep looking over towards Krishna in a way that nobody would know. And her Sakis told her, look, the pearls are too small and there are too many. Don't bother. No, the pearls are big. So she was doing that for a while, and of course her manjaris were helping her. And then when she was on her way back to Yavat, her manjari was lagging behind, and she'd call, come on, just so she could turn around and see Krishna again. Everything that she does is with that motive, to get the darshan of Krishna. And because he's ever fresh, whenever she looks at him, he's always fresh and new, sometimes to the point of, who is he? I've never seen him before. Is that a sapphire mountain, a fresh rain cloud, or what? So the pastimes go on, but our time doesn't. So we're going to stop here. And Gaur Premanandaya. Yavat Grama Ki Jai. I'm going to keep going. Huh? Now we can continue for the devotees here. Oh. But what about, well, another pastime of Yavat we told the other day on Gopastami. You remember, some of you weren't here on Gopastami. What happened was, Krishna was very eager to see Radharani, because like her, he does everything just to have a darshan of her and serve her lotus feet. So he was feeling great separation, and he sent Subal, because again she was in Man, he sent Subal to soften her heart and bring her out to him. So Subal came to Yavat, and Jatila was sitting outside, and she knew that Subal was a friend of that mischievous Krishna, who was a debauchee and always trying to usurp the chastity of the young maidens in Braj. So she said, where are you going? What are you doing? And he said, oh Maya, I'm just looking for my calf. My calf is lost. So she said, all right, but hurry up. So he went into snuck into Radharani's room and convinced her that Krishna is about to die unless your heart melts. So her heart melted, And then in order to get out of the house and go to Krishna, the two of them, Subal, Krishna's coward friend Subal and Radharani, look a lot alike. So she put on his clothing, turban and all, and she put a calf over her chest so no one would see that she's a girl. Well, at least Jatila wouldn't see. So then when Radharani, dressed as Subal, came out of the house, "Oh, did you find your calf?" "Yes, Maya, see?" "Oh, okay, go. You can go." So she came to where Krishna was playing with his coward friends, and Krishna asked her, thinking she's Subal, "Is Radharani coming?" And Radharani said no, she couldn't come. Krishna is just about to faint in complete unlimited distress when Radharani says, "Look, it's me." And then he became happy. So there has to be a Jatila, there has to be a Kutila, there has to be an Abhimanyu in order to make the pastimes ever fresh. And there are so many verses of Vilapa Kusmanjali that could be discussed, but we're out of time now. But I could tell a couple. That Raghunath Das Goswami has 3 stages of consciousness: internal, middle, internal, external, and external. So in his internal consciousness, he's so deeply absorbed that he enters, because he has an internal spiritual body, because although he's in Prema Bhakti, he's a Siddha, perfected soul, he's pretending to be a Bhav Sadhaka, Bhav Raganuga Sadhaka. And so he goes through these stages, and with his internal stage, he forgets his outer consciousness that I am Raghunath Das Goswami, and he's thinking I am Rati Manjari, and he enters the pastimes and enjoys serving Radharani. But then he loses that vision and comes out to half-half, and then external consciousness. So Raghunath Das Goswami, all his prayers are where he can speak, where he's not happy because he's not serving. He wants to serve. He wants whatever vision he had, he wants again to see that vision and to enter those pastimes of service. So he said, I want to, just quickly, I want to engage in dressing and bathing and decorating, and I want to assist you when Krishna is trying to, when he's breaking your man, he tries to paint your feet with the red lac. But really, he doesn't want to just put red lac on his feet. He wants to put his name on your feet. Because he's thinking that even though we don't know, I don't know, that Nam and Nami are one, Krishna's not different from his name, Krishna knows. So he starts to paint Radharani's feet with his names, Krishna, 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 all over. But as soon as he touches her feet, his heart starts trembling, because her feet are made of what the rest of her body is made of, which is Madhanakya Mahabhav, the highest ecstatic love for Krishna, that even her intimate Sakis don't have. And so, where was I? So, because his heart starts trembling, his hand trembles as well. And it comes out as an art. Gurudev, when I was painting that painting of Sevakunj, he said, don't make the design that Krishna's making heebie-jeebie. But it's a design because Krishna's trembling. So Gurudev said, you can imagine how beautiful that design is if it's made by the trembling hands and heart of Krishna. So I want to paint your feet with the red lac, I want to assist in that pastime. I want you to teach me how to play the Kachapi Veena, so that when you're engaged in pastimes with Krishna, I can play the Veena and sing very, very beautiful songs. I want to serve you when Mother Yasoda insists that after Krishna takes his prasadam and is now resting, Mother Yasoda insists that you take prasadam, Krishna's remnants, in her house, and I want to serve you at that time, giving you water, fanning you, lighting incense for your room. So we are supposed to be Rupanuga. We want to be Rupanugas, Rupanuga sadhaks, or our whole mind being absorbed in this desire, following in the footsteps of Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami. So we pray to Raghunath Das Goswami, to Rupa Goswami, to give us this mood where we have an ever-increasing greed to serve in Yavat and the other pastime places. So Yavat Grama Ki Jai. And now we're going to, we roll in the dust here, put that dust on our head, our eyelids, our tongue, and on our heart. And we're on our way to Kokilvan now. Where is Kokilvan?
It's right after Yavat.
Right after Yavat, of course, because we're going there right after Yavat. And Panditji is showing you all the places, right? Oh my God, there are so many more pastimes in Yavat. On the way, let's just walk on the way and tell one last one. That again, Radharani's in Man. So now he takes all kinds of disguises to release her of her man. So once he came as a Brahmana beggar, a little bit like of those impersonalists one. And he went begging, Alak Niranjan, Alak Niranjan, holding out his joli, or that, like uttariya, that sannyasis wear. And Jatila hadn't bathed yet. She was collecting cow patties. And Krishna said, I want to get alms from a married woman. I don't know if you're married or not, whether your husband is around or not. We don't hear anything about Jatila, never. We never hear anything about Jatila's husband, just about her son and daughter. And so she told Radharani to bring him some alms, because if you don't bring a beggar alms, then your house becomes very unfortunate. She said, no, I refuse to look at any man, to go to any man, even if he's a Brahmin beggar. So Jatila insisted, if you don't go, there's going to be tragedy in our house. So Radharani went, covering her head with a big plate of uncooked grains, like rice and dal. And then when she saw Krishna, she knew that it was Krishna, and she slightly smiled, slightly picked up her veil, took the tray, turned it upside down on Krishna's head, and walked away. So then he knew that now she's pleased, because she's smiling. So Krishna's desire was fulfilled. So now we've arrived at Kokilavan. And let's see. Let's roll in the dust here in one of these 12 important places. We've walked 1 mile. Do you realize that? We were so happy speaking about the pastimes. We didn't realize that we walked a whole mile. Kokilavan. Kokils are what? Birds, and they sing, very sweetly. So Gurudev is telling us, even today, the sweet sound of many parrots, female parrots, swans, and cranes can be heard in this protected and enchanting forest. And animals like deer and blue cows or nilgai. Did you ever see one? It's kind of like a combination of a cow and a horse. Can be seen wandering about. The Brijbasis bring their vast herds of cows here for grazing even today. The sweet coo-hoo, coo-hoo of hundreds of cuckoo birds, or kokils, resound in this forest. Although most forests of Braj have been destroyed and things are kind of deserty, this one, with a circumference of 3.5 miles, remains somewhat protected, according to Braj Bhakti Vilas. This Ratnakara Sarovar here and a Ras Mandala both is situated in Kokilavan. Bhakti Ratnakara by Srila Nadahari Sagar Chakravarti describes a magnificent pastime that took place here. Once, the very playful, can you see Kokilavan? Did you all roll in the dust here, putting the dust all over our body? Once the very playful Sri Krishna eagerly desired to meet with Radharani. See, neither of them can ever feel complete because they're one. And when they're separated, it's not reality for them. And that's why you may hear in Rasic literature that Krishna sometimes may try to rip open Radharani's bodice. Not because he's lusty, but he wants to be inside, because they're by nature one. He wants to be the bodice, because there's actually really nothing but Radharani and Krishna. They're the complete absolute truth. And all amorous situations, or any situations in this material world, are nothing but perverted reflections of that origin. So he wanted to meet Radharani, but because of the obstacle created by her mother-in-law, sister-in-law, and husband, she couldn't get to their appointed meeting place. After waiting for a long time, Krishna climbed a tall tree and sweetly began to imitate the sound of a cuckoo. Hearing the loud and delightful call of the astonishing cuckoo bird, Srimati and the Sakis understood that this was a signal from Krishna. At that time, Jatila addressed Vishaka, saying, "Vishaka, I have heard the cuckoo make so many beautiful sounds, but I have never heard anything as enchanting as this. The lengthy melody that this bird sings." So Vishaka replied, "Dadiji." Dadiji means some elderly relative. "We also have never heard anything like it. This is certainly an amazing cuckoo bird. With your permission, we would like to go out and see it for ourselves." The old woman gladly gave permission for the Sakis to go. They very happily entered the forest, and thus Krishna was able to meet with Srimati Radhika. This is how this place became known as Kokilavan. And now you can see we're walking over to Ratnakar Sarovara. Sarovara means lake. Can you see the lake? And Ratnakar means it's filled with jewels. So once the Sakis brought milk from their homes to make this kund. Can you imagine? Kund out of milk. Many varieties of jewels appeared from the pond that the Sakis used to decorate Radhikat, because they got the jewels out of the pond, and the pond came from the milk. This pond, which destroys all sins and bestows an abundance of wealth and affluence, can give devotees the greatest. See, we're not really interested in that. You know the what's her name? The fruit seller from Mathura. She gave Krishna a few fruits, and then she found that her basket, which had previously had fruits in it, was now full of jewels. So did she think, yeah, I got a really good deal here? No, she thought, oh, Krishna has cheated me. And so she threw her basket into the Jamuna and wandered off. And where she went, nobody knows. So this pond always destroys sins and bestows an abundance of wealth and affluence. But it can give the devotees the greatest of all jewels, that is causeless devotion for the divine couples, Shri Radha and Krishna. So let's offer our obeisances here to Ratnakar. Let's do Achman here. Om Keshavaya Namaha. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Om Madhavaya Namaha. Om Govindaya Namaha. Om Vishnave Namaha. Let's jump in, swim around, dive deep so that you can see the pastimes here. And come out, get dried. And now we're going to Anjan Oak, just a few feet away. This is Sri Vishaka Saki's place of residence. Where was she born, though? Vishaka? It was in Anjan Oak. Our Pandit will tell us in just a moment. She's famous among the 8 prominent Sakis. Her and Lalita are the most famous. Kamai, near Varshana. Just like Lalita was born in Uchigam, near Varsana. This place is situated 5 miles southeast of Nandagaon, where playful Krishna applied kajal, Anjana, to the eyes of Srimati Radhika. This time place is therefore known as Anjan Oak, Anjana Oak. Once, Radhika was sitting in a secluded kunj with her Sakis, who were dressing and decorating her with various ornaments and jewels. All that was left to be done was to apply Anjana, kajal, or eyeliner, to her eyes. See here, now, the eyeliner is made of some chemicals, but in India, and especially in Vedic times, it's made of kajal, which is like if you burn a lamp, a ghee wick, and then the black stuff comes out, and that black stuff is very, very healthy for the eyes, called kajal. So, all that was left to be done was to apply Anjan to her eyes. As soon as Radhika heard that sound, what sound? Suddenly Krishna played on his flute. She became overwhelmed, and with great anticipation she left in the middle of the decorations to meet with him without applying the Anjana. Of course, Radharani doesn't need Anjana because her eyes are naturally big, dark, and blue. Black around her eye because Krishna is black, and blue eyes because Krishna is blue. To address your question yesterday, Krishna is blue, black, because she only takes Krishna in her eyes, so her eyes are blue. Kajal is black. Hair is black because, thoughts are generally said to come in the head, and she's only thinking of Krishna. Krishna was also anxiously waiting to meet her, and when she arrived, he sat her on a flower seat. He then put his arms around her neck, and his eyes eagerly drank her beauty. So that's really what he eats and drinks, Radharani, because when she's cooking for him in Nandagaon, she puts all of her emotions, all of her moods into. That's why we don't want to eat anything that's made by a karmi, because it has or a materialist, because it has that materialist moods in it while making. So because Radharani's moods are all with the highest love for Krishna, but that's what he tastes when he eats. And she can see that. She knows that. And so she knows that when she's getting Krishna's remnants, it has his moods mixed with her moods in their connection with each other. So he sat her down on a flower seat, put his arms around her, drank with his eyes her beauty. And then when he noticed that there was no Anjan, he asked the Sakis why. And they answered, well, we had fully decorated her except for the Anjan. But as soon as she heard the sweet sound of your flute, she became so eager that she immediately ran off. Although we repeatedly requested her to wait, but she just left. We couldn't stop her. This filled Krishna with joy, and he applied Anjan to her eyes, and with his own hands, he then held up a mirror to let her taste the beauty of her form, which he also relished by looking in the mirror. And by looking in the mirror, she really relished Krishna's form. So Bhakti Ratnakara says, Krishna was absorbed in ras and happily applied Anjan to Radhika's eyes. Also situated here is a Ras Mandal. Do we see the Ras Mandal, Panditji? Where the Ras Leela took place. Kishori Kund, where we are now. Now we're in Kishori Kund. Let's quickly do Achman and jump in, swim around, and jump out. Dry up. And just on the west bank of this pond is Anjani Shila, on which Krishna seated Srimati Radhika and decorated her eyes with Anjan. So you can see her seat. Doesn't look the same after 5,000 years. And we offer our obeisances to the seat and to Kishori Kund. Okay, now another important place is Bijavadi. This has to do with the cruel Akrur who came to take Krishna away from Braj and bring him to Mathura. When Akrura came to take the two brothers, Ram and Krishna, to Mathura, they ascended his chariot right at this place. This was the last place that Radharani and the Sakis got to see Krishna for 70 years. Of course, when Radharani was deeply feeling separation during those 70 years, Krishna would actually come from Dwarka and decorate her hair and play with her, but she always thought it was a vision. Oh, it's a vision now, a sporty. But it wasn't. A lot of times he would just really come. And this is where the gopis pulled the reins to the horses to get them to stop moving. This is the place where the dust of the chariot, as it left and kicked off a lot of dust from the horses and the chariot, landed on the clothing and bodies of the gopis, and they never wanted to wash it off, so they never even went home. The gopis, being so distressed from their impending separation, see, because they knew, other people thought he was coming back right away, because they didn't know how cruel he was. But the gopis knew. They were saying to themselves, just like Krishna goes from one of us to the other, but then he gets tired of us, because we're just village girls. Now he's going to the big city. He's going to see so many princesses. He's just going to go from one to the other to the other. They ascended his chariot here. The gopis, being so distressed, they cried out, "O Prananath, Lord of our life," and fell to the ground unconscious. It was good when they're unconscious, because at that time they're meeting with Krishna internally. At that time, it appeared as if lightning bolts were striking the ground. The corrupted form of the word Vidyuta Punja, which means lightning bolts, is Bijavati. Bijli is another word for lights. Turn on the lights, Bijli. Akrura left Bijavati with the two brothers, and traveling through Pashai, Sahara, Jayanta, and other villages, reached Akrura Ghat. There he bathed, and that's a whole other pastime, before finally arriving in Mathura. Akrura's stan, you can see right here, Krishna's footprint on the rock. Can you see it? We can all touch the footprint, put that on our heads, the dust on our heads, and so on. Lies between Bijavati and Nandagaon. And then, same place, same chariot, while Krishna sat on Akrura's chariot, waiting to depart, he became disturbed upon seeing the condition of the gopis in their mood of separation. To pacify them, he told them, "I promise that I will surely return the day after tomorrow." In Hindi, that is Parson, day after tomorrow, Aunga, I will come back. I will return. I promise that I will surely return the day after tomorrow. The day after tomorrow is called Parson in Hindi. Hence the name of this village became Parson. It lies on the road between Govardhan and Varsana, close to the village of Sai. Krishna repeatedly told the gopis, "I will soon return." The name Sai originates in the word Sigra, which means soon. And this is also described in the Ratnakara and other books. So much time lapsed, months, years, and the gopis were thinking, well, we would commit suicide because we can't bear to live without Krishna. But he did say, "I'll come back day after tomorrow." So many tomorrows have passed. But what if he does come back and he sees that we're dead? He's not going to be happy. Maybe he'll also die. So that he won't die, lets us not die. Kerala is the birthplace of Lalita. Yesterday we went to Uchigam, which is her childhood playground, but her birthplace is Kerala. Let's roll in the dust here. Lalita is so important for us. Her mercy is so important for us. And her father is, oh my God, the son of Karahala Gopi, Govardhan Mal, would sometimes stay here with his wife Chandravali, and sometimes they would also stay in Sakistali. That's Chandravali's, her secret kunj. Chandravali's father is Chandrabhanu Gop, and her mother is Indumati Gopi. Chandravali is the cousin of Srimati Radhika because Chandrabhanu is the brother of Vrishabhanu, who's Radharani's father. So they're considered as sisters, but it's cousin sisters. And Vrishabhanu Maharaj, he had 4 brothers, just like Nanda Baba has 4 brothers. Nanda, Sunanda, Upananda, Nandan, and Abhinandan.
Does he have 2 sisters too?
Yeah, Nandini and Sunanda. Sunanda. So he has 4 brothers, Chandrabhanu, Ratnabhanu, Subhanu, and Sribhanu. Vrishabhanu was the eldest. Padma and other Utteswaris, that's the leaders of the group following Chandravali, stayed at this place and would try to arrange meetings with Chandravali and Krishna. And there are many pastime places here. There's a Kadamba Grove, a swing, and so on. Baitak of Balabhacharya.
Should we not roll on the ground here in the dust?
Yeah.
Should we don't?
See what to do. We can offer obeisances from afar. We don't want to go near this place. The only time we want to go near this place, actually, is to apprehend Krishna and take him away and bring him back to Radharani's kunj.
How do we do that?
Become self-realized, get a spiritual body. Who said that? Madhumangal? Yeah, that's how. So that's our desire. That's our practice, to utter those prayers, follow the rules and regulations. What?
So we can go get them.
Yeah. So Pandit, that Rao. Rao is important. We're going to stop by Rao. Actually, there's 2 places that have this one pastime. Chatravan, also called Chata, and Rao. So let's run here. Now we've just arrived. And let's offer obeisances here. Chatravan is situated on the Mathura-Delhi highway these days. 20 miles northwest of Mathura, 4 miles southwest of Payagaon. Its present name is Chata. In the northeast corner of this village lies Surya Kund, which we'll be going to soon. And in the southwest is Chandra Kund. on whose bank is a temple of Dauji. Dauji is a black deity of Krishna, of Balaram, because Balaram was so absorbed in thinking of Krishna and separation that he became black. So to commemorate that, there are Dauji deities here and there in Braj. Here, Sridham and the other Sakas seated Krishna on a throne and declared him to be the exalted king, Chhatrapati of Braj. They thus performed a wonderful, unprecedented pastime here. Sri Balaram sat on Krishna's left and began executing the duties of the minister of state. Sridham held an umbrella over Krishna's head. Arjun, this is not the Arjun in Dwarka on the Battle of Kurukshetra. This is the cowherd boy Arjun. All the personalities outside of Braj have their original form in Braj. Just like Narada Muni has his original form as Madhu Mangal in Braj. So Arjun found him. Arjun is one of the most intimate Sakas, the pre-unarmed Sakas, as is Madhu Mangal. Arjun fanned him with a chamra. Madhu Mangal sat in front of Krishna and acted as the court jester. Subal offered him betel nuts, and Subahu, Vishal, and some other Sakas assumed the role of subjects. Through Madhu Mangal, Chhatrapati Maharaj Krishna proclaimed throughout the land, Maharaj Chhatrapati Nandakumar is the sole emperor here. No one else has any claim to authority. Daily, the gopis destroy this garden. Therefore, they should all be punished. In this way, Krishna and his friends, everything is in relation to Radharani. Even when it's just in relation to his friends, there's always connection with Srimati Radhika. Daily, the gopis destroy this garden, therefore they must be punished. In this way, Krishna and his friends sported in a playful way. In memory of this pastime, this village is named Chatravan or Cha-ta. Then Umrao, let's run there by the sprinkle of Tinkerbell. And we're here and we go for obeisances. It's 4 miles away from where we were 1 second ago. But we made it. When the Sakis heard Krishna's proclamation, they complained to Lalita about him. In the Bhakti Ratnakara, it says, Lalita became angry and said, "Who is that person who dares to claim authority over Radharani's kingdom? We will retaliate against him." Saying this, she seated Radharani on a beautiful throne and pronounced her to be the undisputed queen. Umrao. Umrava means undisputed queen. Chitrasaki held an umbrella over Radhika's head, and Vishaka fanned her with a chamra. Lalita sat on her left as the minister of state. One Saki offered her betel nuts, and the remaining Sakis acted as subjects. Sitting on her throne, Radhika ordered the Sakis, "Go and defeat that person who desires to usurp my kingdom. Bind him and bring him here before me." Receiving the order of their Amrava, thousands and thousands of Sakis with flower sticks in their hands left for battle. When Arjun, Lavanga, Bringa, Krishna's intimate cowherd friends, Kokil, Subal, and Madhu Mangal saw them approaching, they fled in all directions. Think they're going to fight with the Sakis? Forget it. One clever Saki, however, caught Madhumangal, bound him with a flower garland, and brought him to the lotus feet of Rava. Some gopis slapped Madhumangal's cheeks a few times and said, "What audacity you have to try to unlawfully seize the authority of this kingdom from our Rava. We will punish you right now." See, the boys talk big when the Sakis aren't around. Madhumangal bowed his head low in as a defeated general. You gonna hear? "That is only befitting," he said. "We concede defeat. But please hand down such a punishment that my stomach will be filled." Maharani Radhika started to laugh and said, "This is just some glutinous brahmana. Release him." The Sakis filled his stomach with laddus and let him go. Madhumangal returned to Chhatrapati Maharaj Krishna and said, pretending to cry, gave him a detailed report of his humiliating detention. Hearing this, Krishna, together with Madhumangal and the Sakas, invaded Umrao. When Radhika saw her Pranbalava, Sri Krishna, she became quite embarrassed and quickly tried to take off her royal dress. But the Sakis, laughing, would not let her do so. You see, they're all her expansions, but she doesn't know that. So like, you know how we argue with ourselves? There's no one else there. Yeah, do it. No, don't do it. But she has all these Sakis to argue back and forth with. They both made a treaty in which Krishna accepted Radhika's sovereignty. That's the treaty. Madhumangal folded his hands before Srimati Radhika and said, "The kingdom of Krishna's body," everything has to get amorous, otherwise it's not Madhur Ras. Madhumangala folded his hands before Srimati Radhika and said, "The kingdom of Krishna's body is now under your rule. You can take whatever you desire from him." Participating in this pastime filled the Sakis and Sakas with bliss. This village is named Umrao after this Rava Leela and is also known as Radha Stali, or Radha's place. Purnamasi later enthroned Radharani here as Brajeswari, means the mistress, the controller of Braj. There is also a Kishori Kund here, so we were at one and now we're at another, where Sri Lokanath Goswami performed his bhajan. The worshipful deities of Lokanath Goswami, Sri Radha Vinod, who appeared from this kund, this Kishori Kund where we are. So let's do Achman here. Om Keshavaya Namaha. Radha Vinod appeared here from this kund and are worshipped in Jaipur. So it seems that they were one of the ones who had to escape the treacherous Aurangzeb's attacks. Do you see them? So here are, tomorrow we can go to Koshivan, Ratnavadi. Kokilavan has many, many pastime places. Kadirvan is here. Oh my goodness, Charna Pahari is also here. The last day of Parikrama? Wow, can't we go early in the morning on Wednesday? We need to. Oh my goodness gracious. Kailanvan is here. It's where Radharani entered the Jamuna and went up to the sun. Phew. Ram God is here too. Phew. All right, so tomorrow we'll go to all these places. And what did we miss? Lohavan? We missed Lohavan. Anything else? So we just have to finish Kokilavan and go to Lohavan tomorrow. Okay, and we may sleep over and early in the morning on Wednesday finalize. Katyayani Devi is here, who the gopis worshipped to have Krishna as their beloved. Hmm? Huh? Yeah, she's like Durga. She's a deity that the gopis themselves made. Tamalvan, you know Tamalvan? How does that go in the song? Right. So we're going there tomorrow. Did we go to Bajravan? Okay, tomorrow's a big day. Early Wednesday morning's a big day because we have to have our havan. Havan means like a fire sacrifice to conclude the parikrama. And then a big feast at 1:30 of all the foodstuffs that we couldn't have all month. So let's just offer our obeisances to Radha Vinod. Vasanti, let's offer our obeisances to Radha Vinod. And then we conclude our parikrama for today here. And we go back to the mutt. No, wait a minute. We're staying over at Kokilavan tonight under different desire trees. So everyone can pick your desire trees and all your desires will be fulfilled. Gaur Premanandi. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo, Haribo. Oh, Gaur Premanandi. Braj Mandal Parikrama ki jai, Kokilavana ki jai, Yavikrama ki jai, Gaur Premanandi. Panchakopatari Vyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyevacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo.